Hi there, I'm Danielle Bailey from Danielle Bailey Photography, and I'm going to show you how to make one of these canvas wall display guides that you can use to show your clients kind of a really good visual of what a canvas is going to look like on their wall in their home. And as we all know, this is really important because not all of our clients can really envision that, and especially when you say something like a 30 by 40, which seems huge when you are thinking about it, but in reality a 30 by 40 is a really decent size for a nice big wall. It kind of becomes less intimidating and more practical and realistic when they can really see it and get that visual. So Pro DPI has some different background guides that they let you actually modify. So the image actually starts like this, and you can go to Pro DPI's website, which is here. Go to the downloads, and then it's the wall print package files. Click download, and you will be using the JPEG files. From there, what I did was I actually just cloned out, or I think I actually did a select tool for the color, and I painted out this color and made it all even, or rather painted out these pictures that they had and made it even. And then what I ended up with was this. Now, in order to keep your photos at a correct ratio when you're doing this, you're actually going to have to come up with some sort of a multiplier. So for example, an 8 by 10, this is obviously not 8 inches by 10 inches, but what I did do was I would go in and do a, let's see if I can do it, a square tool, which is over here, and then you have some choices, and so you want to choose a fixed size, and you're going to figure out this in pixels. You notice how this is in pixels, and you're going to need a multiplier. So for example, I chose a multiplier of 15. So if you're doing this, you'll probably want to use the same multiplier, but when I did a multiplier of 15, that's what looked best. So I take whatever image size that I'm going to be showing, so for example an 8 by 10, and I multiply 8 by 15, and then I multiply 10 by 15. And so that's how I came up with my little different ratios. And then what you will do, so for example an 8 by 10 ends up being 120 pixels by 150 pixels. So if I go 120 by 150, make sure it says PX for pixels, and then all I have to do is click over here and it automatically creates something at that size, that pixel size. And so then you will need to do that, so you'll actually have to do a little bit of math and figure that out for all of your photo ratios. So 16 by 24, you need to figure out what 16 multiplied by your factor is, and then what 24 multiplied by that is. So like I said, I used a 15, and so you might want to use a 15 as well. And so then what you can do is place a photo over that, like a clipping mask. And if you don't know how to use the clipping masks or clipping tools, it's really pretty easy. So you basically just have your blank that's right here, and then you're going to take the picture that you want to put there. So for example, let's say I'm using this picture, and I'll place it over on top of it, and then I'll make sure that in here that my picture is above my shape, and then I'm going to size it down so that it is the right size, and then you press Control G to clip it into place. Okay, and you'll want to be careful. You can see there's just a tiny little bit of white over there. It's kind of hard to see the really small ones, but there you go. So really that's how you make these. It's not incredibly complicated, and I hope that this kind of enlightened you a little bit and will help you to make your own. My website is www.daniellebaileyphotography.com, and my the link to my blog is there, and I have some other tutorials. I also have some other tutorials here on YouTube if you'd like to check them out. Thanks.